Hello everybody, we're on day 2 of body image healing and just a short little video series. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and I think it's for everybody. So it's definitely for beginners, but certainly even for those of us who have been in this for a while, and sometimes we forget the basics a little bit, especially when things are stressful, because we still have those old neural pathways, and it can take a long time. And so if you're more advanced, use this as a way of other things that you struggle with kind of being critical about. So we'll review a little bit. So day 1 was just about recognizing the conditioning we have. So we've been taught to think bodies are in our control, totally, the size of it. We have been taught that we should look a certain way, and that's been conditioned in us as well. And your goal yesterday was just to recognize your conditioning. So when you feel fat or you're criticizing your body, that's conditioning. That's not something you were born with. And the great part is, since we learned that, we can unlearn that. That's what neural programming is about, and you can undo it. So that's what yesterday was about, just recognizing that you have that conditioning and that something isn't wrong with you. It's not because you just can't get over it. We've had generations thinking that what you look like is how you earn your worth. So just recognize that. Now day two is really about your criticalness. And again, that's conditioning as well, to be critical of yourself, but I want to really take it a step further. So your day 2 work is going to be about shifting those critical eyes you have. And critical eyes are like the squinty kind of, you're looking in the mirror and you're criticizing your body. And it doesn't even matter what size or shape you are. Again, if you're a thinner body watching this, there are plenty of ways that people who don't have a thinner body wouldn't necessarily think that you criticize, but I know you do. And of course, vice versa. In this culture, you're taught that if you have a bigger body, that you should be criticizing it. That's just standard operating procedure. You're supposed to be criticizing your body. What's wrong with you for liking your body? So remember that I know that you're undoing that. And of course, you can like your body no matter what size it is. So I know it just takes time. But we're going to talk about critical eyes versus soft eyes. And I learned this exercise from Adrian Ressler a long time ago. And so the concept of that is, when you're looking in the mirror and you're looking, I'll use a non-body example first. So then you're looking in the mirror and maybe you're picking at your pimples a little bit, or you're looking at your lines or whatever, and it feels critical. We do the same thing not only with our bodies, guys, we do with our faces too. So really notice if you do that. If you can catch yourself doing it with your belly size, the roundness, the softness of it, or your butt, your hips, or your whatever body parts, or your whole body that you criticize, think about taking a step back and with softer eyes. And so softer eyes would be just a little wider and a little softer, not squinty and looking and like brow furrowed looking, but just softer. Even your head might be tilted back a little bit, and you might even have to touch your arm and just look at it and say, what is inherently wrong about my squishy arms? Or what's such the big deal? Yeah, I have some acne. Yeah, I mean, people do, at all ages, by the way. Or, oh gosh, my belly. Yeah, it is soft, but what's so bad about that? And just with that level of softness, really shift the focus. And you probably, even if you don't totally believe it yet, will feel even a fraction of a second, just a little bit of relief. And so the goal here is to build that. So today, again, these are going to be short videos, nothing super extensive, because we got 3 more days. We're going to talk about this till Friday. Is that instead of critical eyes and you're looking for what's wrong, start to actually first just acknowledge what is. And if you could muster up the compassion and maybe the courage to say, what's inherently wrong about whatever it is. So if you need to touch your body or just look at it, with just it isness. And if, like I said, if you can go a little further and say, what's not okay about this? Or who says that softness or squishiness or dimples or the way this is pigmented is so bad or so awful. Who says it's ugly or not acceptable? And of course, you're going to know the who says. You know, you might say you say, but when people tell me that, I'm like, you weren't born knowing that or thinking that. You learned that. And identify where that comes from. And that will dovetail back into yesterday, which is, conditioning. So today really is about, yesterday was conditioning. Today is about softening your gaze towards yourself. I hope that was helpful. We're going to jump into some other stuff tomorrow. And if you love this video, like it and fist bump it and heart it and all that good stuff. And definitely share it with people that you think might feel some relief today through this. So thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.